Video C3, Elasticity and Total Revenue. A fundamental question for most businesses is, what price should be charged? For those firms in a competitive market with many other firms selling a virtually identical product, the answer is simple. The market price is pretty much the only reasonable choice. For most businesses, though, setting price is a central question. Most have some market power, enough that it can realistically set its own price. That is, it needs to choose some point on its customer's demand curve. In this case, a typical demand curve is relevant, and they are looking to choose some point along that demand curve. We say that this firm is a price maker because it has an ability to set price at any one of several different levels. A firm in perfect competition, in contrast, has no ability to set price and faces a demand curve that is horizontal going across. So this firm we term a price taker, and it faces a perfectly elastic demand curve. If I increase the price, will this increase total revenue? Let's start with a definition of total revenue to the firm. This is equal to the price that it charges times the quantity that it sells. Or more commonly, we would simply say total revenue equals price times quantity. So think of our pizza business, that it can sell any number of pizzas on a particular day, and you multiply that by the price that it sold a typical pizza for, and that gives us the total revenue. Well, if total revenue equals price times quantity, then a small price increase leads to a change in the total revenue, and that comes from two parts. The first part is the change in price times the amount sold, plus the second part, the change in quantity, which is going to go down now with the price increase, times whatever the price is on those sales that were lost. The first term here, change in price times quantity, that's going to be a gain to total revenue, but the second is going to be a loss to total revenue. Stated a different way, lowering price would increase revenue if the gain in the customers outweighs the loss from selling the product at a slightly lower price. All this sounds like it is about your customer's flexibility or price elasticity of demand, and it most certainly is. We can see that with just a little bit of math here. So we take this change in total revenue and we say, well, that is caused by a change in the price, and so the result is that we have a change in price divided by change in price. I'm just dividing that across all terms here. And then we have change in quantity divided by change in price times price. We can rewrite this as Q times 1 plus the change in Q over Q divided by the change in P over P. And if we do that, we see that the second term here is simply the price elasticity of demand. So rewriting that, we get that the change in total revenue when we change the price is Q times 1 plus the price elasticity of demand, where we write the price elasticity of demand as a negative number in this case. So we've now shown what the effect of a price increase is on the total revenue for the firm. That is, what is the change in total revenue when there is a change in price? And we've seen that that's equal to quantity times, now we can write this as 1 minus the magnitude of the elasticity, where think of the elasticity as being either elastic, a number greater than 1, or inelastic, a number less than 1. Let's start with a price elasticity of demand that is less than 1 and is inelastic. In this case, we'll see that the total revenue increases with increases in price. If we look at the opposite case, we have elasticity greater than 1, lots of price responsiveness, so you lose lots of customers when you increase price. Now total revenue decreases with increases in price. Well, we can understand this by stating it a different way. The gain in revenue from higher prices, when we look at inelastic demand, is greater than the loss in revenue from selling less because most of your customers still buy at the higher price. If we go over to looking at the elastic demand, the effect is opposite, that the customers that you lose outweigh the gain in the price that you get. This all helps us understand insulin pricing recently. Drug companies have been able to greatly increase price without losing many customers, so the recent price increases have greatly increased the revenue received by selling specific insulin products.